Hello and welcome to the Eclipse Evolution podcast. I'm your host, Savannah Rose. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining. It truly means the world. It's been a while since our last check-in. I confess I haven't been recording these as often just because my general relationship with this podcast is starting to change a little bit. I don't think I'll ever stop recording episodes, but the time of my life in which I began this project was one that I was really finding my voice, and this podcast was certainly a vessel for me to do so. And I'm very grateful for that. I guess the direction this podcast is going in is more of like just general check-ins, and perhaps I'll have another guest sometime down the road, but I appreciate you all checking in and staying connected and for listening when I do get around to doing an episode. I've also just been super busy. My career has taken a very different turn. It's been very unexpected. It's been very much a dream come true, which I'm very happy to share with you all today. So we're going to do some general life updates with that, and just also discussing some themes that have been showing up in my life lately, such as just grief, healing, trauma recovery, anger. I'm looking at my notes here. I actually brought notes for this session today, this episode today. Duality, that's definitely been a big one. Femininity, just everything. I feel like so much in my life has been changing and I've been gaining clarity on. So I think my last episode was in August that I recorded. And since then I've had another full rotation around the sun. So I had my 27th birthday in September. So I'm a Virgo. Let's go, Virgo gang. And it's just been, that was honestly the best birthday I've ever had. Just having so many people show up for me in person or just any way that they could on my day. I haven't experienced anything like that before. I feel like one of my themes this year has been abundance, and really learning truly what that means and how it's not just monetary, it's not just like financial abundance, which I have been blessed with that this year. I've had some ups and downs with it, in all honesty, but I'm on an upswing right now. So yay. But yeah, it's just life has been so interesting this year in general. And oh gosh, where was I going with that? Shoot. And I have too many thoughts going on at one time in my mind, and sometimes I just don't know which one to say first. Let's see. Oh, abundance, right? My birthday. Okay, there it is. There's the train. There's the thought. But my birthday was magical and amazing. I'm super grateful. And just how abundance has, I feel like I've been experiencing an abundance of love, an abundance of friendship, an abundance of community, of opportunity, of freedom, of peace, just all kinds of things on top of like the monetary aspect. And that's something that I feel like being able to set my vision on more than just money, like on peace, and there's like really high vibration things and states that I want to be in, just amusement, fun, peace, joy, love, like those top tier vibrations we can be in. It's just, my whole trajectory has shifted so much in life, and it's just really amazing. And it's been a huge journey in the self-love department, and really understanding and accepting and embracing how much self-love just allows us to show up in everything else we do in life. And I know people have said that before, it's not like an original thought, but I've really been able to experience it, because I feel like for so long I've had this conditioning of it's selfish to take time for yourself, or in your career you have to be helping people, or those are the best careers, or the most noble careers are like the ones in the helping profession, which those are very great careers, don't get me wrong. But how just being yourself is a gift that you bring to the world, whatever that is, and how just whatever you want to create in this world, or however you want to show up in this world, or whatever you want to do, really I should say, whatever you have intention wise underneath that, that's what comes through. So whether it's through modeling, or through acting, or through teaching, or through counseling, or through healing, or through a sport, or whatever it is, like whatever you're doing, I think if you have that foundation of self-love of like, this is what I care about, this is what I desire, and that's okay to desire that. We're given these gifts of the soul for a reason, and we deserve to pursue them. And moving forward in that direction, it does inspire others. It does give them permission to pursue what they truly want to pursue. And that's something that I've been allowing myself to experience this year as well. Also, sorry if you hear weird noises. My dog's just like, he's being himself. It's so funny. But anyway, so all that to say, it's been in this process a huge just healing experience, and I've really been able to understand and learn how healing is not linear, and how especially like trauma recovery is not linear either. And that's another reason why I was taking such a big gap again since my last episode, was because I was healing a lot of PTSD stuff. And because as some of y'all know, like my relationship that I ended last year, it's been over a year now, and just so we ended things at the very, very end of August, and then he didn't move out until this time last year, so like mid-October. So there was about like a month or two almost where we were broken up and still having to live together. And honestly, I feel like I blocked a lot of that out of my memory because it was just like a really volatile, stressful, up and down, intense time. And I've just been dealing with a lot of PTSD stuff from that time specifically, as well as like the relationship as a whole, but that time specifically, just with the anniversaries of stuff showing up, and just the slight change in weather just sent my body into all this anxiety because of that volatility. I was dealing with a lot of PTSD of like just sounds, and like would get a lot of anxiety when I'd hear certain sounds because it just was so intense. And so like even when I moved into my new home here, it still took me a little while to like unlearn that and for my nervous system to feel safe. And I was going through all this stuff with my nervous system this year and just feeling safe and calm again. And then like this summer was feeling so great. I had the best summer of my life. It was so much fun. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I was able to experience that absence of stress, that absence of anxiety, and like really could tell I was healing and feeling peaceful and feeling joyful and just all these things. And then it was wild. Just as soon as the temperature dropped, my body was like, oof, last time it was cold like this is what was happening. And I luckily have had so much therapy to where like I'm able to recognize that, and I wasn't just like feeding into that anxiety. I was able to recognize like, oh, this is PTSD showing up right now. So that was really helpful. So I was able to just really take care of myself. And that's one of the things I am grateful for with all these challenges I've been through, is like it has really taught me how to take care of myself and like what I need to do to get grounded and in a happy, peaceful headspace. And so I was able to move through that anxiety, move through that PTSD really well, like gratefully, thankfully. But it was still a lot of energy that had to go into that healing process. And it was just such a reminder that like, oh, this is like, it hasn't even been a year yet. And healing is not a linear thing. And I even like, I've been going through my old journals and stuff, and like reading things in here, which honestly, like y'all, this is one of the perks of journaling, is you can go back and like read stuff. But this was from September 25th, so we'd already broken up. And yeah, here it is. I've been feeling a lot of stress and / anxiety about my career income / feeling like things are delayed or not working out, blah, blah, blah. And then like boundaries are being tested with blank. My hair is falling out again. I feel so overwhelmed by the energy in my house. It's hard being an empath and going through a breakup, feeling abandoned by blah, blah, But yeah, just like, yeah, so I was like so stressed out, like my hair was falling out. Which that happened another time, like during the relationship. But yeah, so yeah, it's just been wild to like go through and read all this stuff. But then like there's lots of positive things too. Like I feel so many energetic shifts taking place, and it's insane. Let's see, what's the date on this? August 29th. Yeah, I feel so many energetic shifts taking place, and it's insane. Just trying to take things slow and take care of myself and trust. I'm becoming her, no doubt. That was like my higher self, like the version of me that like I wanted to become basically through all this. I feel a lot right now, so many different things. I'm hurt and I'm also elevated. Yeah, I feel a pull to let go and discover all the good that's waiting for me. I don't have to suffer anymore. I have more to give than when I'm on top of the world. I'm ready to leave the dysfunction, pain, anxiety, anger, fear all in the past. I'm ready to take up space and be my best self. With all the abundance and love, support, success, joy, infinitely available to me. Time to receive. Yeah. So I think this past version of me would be very happy with where my life is at today. And that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on lately, is like, as I feel that anxiety show up, trying to just connect with that version of me and be like, I got you. It's okay. Like, you were right about everything. And like, you can also leave that behind, and you don't ever have to go back to that situation, that person, that scenario. Like, that is gone. Like, you've gained the knowledge, you've gained the lessons, and you get to be in this abundance and this gratitude right now, that that I've built, and I can just enjoy. So like that reflection's been really helpful. Yeah, let's see what else is in this journal. There's something I wanted to read in here. Where is it? Oh yeah, so this is about, actually, this is a year ago to this date. So October 11th, anger has been a key emotion lately. So much anger, pointing out wounds, imbalance, healing triggers, etc. Blank, and his rancid behavior proves daily that he's, okay, this is kind of mean, I'm not gonna read this. I don't need to know all that. And I'm literally so happy I didn't marry him. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I don't wish ill on anyone. Like, it's, but things don't work out all the time. That's fine. And, I wish nothing but the best. Just, I don't want that karma, first of all. But two, it's just like, it's taught me so much. And like, I'm only 27, y'all. Like, I have so much ahead of me, and I'm just really freaking satisfied in my life right now. Like, as a single person, I'm like, if life is great like this, like, I mean, I'm not in a rush to meet the love of my life, but I know it'll get better when I meet him. But like, right now I'm chilling. So, and I love that. I'm having so much fun. But I'm also really proud of myself. So this is for the Libra new moon / eclipse, which we just had this other one a couple weeks ago. Yeah, don't fight for a relationship at the cost of my sovereignty. My self-worth is decided on me alone, not a partner. I move on from relationships that are draining. These are, I guess, affirmations I made. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's just been really cool to be like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, and being like, yep. Like, wow, manifestation's real, y'all. You also have to believe in like your worth to receive those manifestations, because you can want something all day long, but if you're like, oh, that's not for me, then you're not gonna receive it. Like, and it doesn't mean be entitled. Be like, where's my manifestation? Like, I'm not talking about that. Like, you have to cooperate and like work together with the universe. But when you can have fun with it, when you can be in a fun relationship with the universe and like that equal give and receive, it's just really beautiful. But yeah, so healing has been a big theme, and just really learning to like release so much that's been suppressed and like integrate my shadow. And like what I mean by that is like as you're looking at yourself and doing the work on yourself, like it's not just a matter of like excavating that stuff. You gotta integrate it. You gotta like figure out where it goes from there. So I've been able to like integrate my shadow in a lot of ways, and I just feel so peaceful. I'm just really, really grateful. And yeah, it's just interesting. I guess like if I had to say if I'm having a tough time with anything right now, it would just be like, it would just be some like, I don't know if anger is the right word, but like, I definitely have been feeling a little frustration. How about that? Sometimes with other people when it comes down to just like judgment. I mean, I don't think anyone likes to be judged. I'm learning more and more like how to release that and like how to not take that on and just really understand if people are judging me for something, they're projecting, and it says more about them and their beliefs or their fears or their limitations or whatever it is, and it is about me and what I'm doing. And because as I've been embracing myself and not compartmentalizing myself anymore, because I feel like I used to have to keep this part of myself tucked away so I don't sabotage this part, or this part is allowed to be public and seen because it's good and acceptable, but like this part is, it's just, I'm like what's the point, you guys? Like, what's the point? Like, why? That's so much juggling, and for other people like who aren't paying my bills, like why? Like, I don't know. It just has stopped making sense to me, and I'm just really grateful that I'm able to like see the forest for the trees and be like, look, the right people in my life are gonna ride with me and support me and accept me for who I am. I don't have to make myself fit or make myself small in order to make them more comfortable. Like if I'm too much for them, that's fine. But like they can go find less somewhere else. And I know I've said that before. I'm just done with like making myself small, because ultimately then I'm rejecting myself out of fear of rejection from them. And if I'm rejecting myself, then that's just not cool. That's just not okay. Like it's just, I guess like once you start to reject yourself, like you're always going to be rejected at that point. You know, it's like, but when you learn to accept yourself and then love yourself, better yet, then it's like when people are judging you or rejecting you or whatever, it just rolls off so much easier. It doesn't mean it isn't annoying, or especially if you feel misunderstood, which I feel misunderstood often. But again, if people don't want to take the time to get to know you or your intentions or whatever, and they just start kind of a knee-jerk reaction, then like, okay, like you just made it really easy for me to separate myself from you. So, which is interesting, but because yeah, I have had to deal with some like hater energy from people like from the past showing back up, or just hearing chatter about people like talking about me, or even like stuff in my family, which is like, you know, that's family sometimes, but it's just been really interesting. Or people who I thought were my friends or whatever, just, I don't know. But sometimes like the people you've met in unhealed places in your life, or in times of your life where you weren't your most authentic self because you were still compartmentalizing yourself, or maybe you just didn't know any better. Sometimes like those people they're gonna reject our true selves because they're used to like that version of us, and that version of us is what attracted that person. And then when we move away from that version of us, then like it's just no longer in alignment. So it's just, I can tell the more I tune into my frequency and myself and invest in those people who really get me and celebrate me, it's like my relationships are richer. There's more trust in the relationships. They can get deeper. And just, yeah, I'm just so grateful for the people who have really been there for me. And then like the people who aren't okay with me and my authenticity, it's like, again, it's like, okay, that's fine. But then they're kind of showing me like maybe they just belong in that time period of my life. Like not everything is meant to be lifelong. Like not everything is meant to be deep, and that's okay. But then I'm also like realizing too, like my energy is limited, and I really need to just spend that on the people and the things. Here I go yawning again. The people and the things that like really bring me joy and really bring back to me what I invest. So it's like just reciprocal and balanced and healthy. Imagine that. So yeah, it's just been wild. Let's see. But yeah, so lately, yeah, just been working through that shadow and integrating it and doing more healing and just feeling more and more like I'm me and like showing up as myself. And that's just been it's been nerve-wracking, but it's also been like I can tell it's growth, and I'm like, okay, I gotta just push through this fear. And then if anything, honestly, fear is such a great guiding emotion, because I've kind of learned like almost to like gamify fear, where I'm like, oh, this is scaring me, probably means I need to do it, and probably means it's gonna kick ass once I do it, and I'm gonna feel really proud of myself. And that's pretty much been the case every time. So I'm like, okay, I need to do these things that I'm scared of and not talk myself out of them. And it's really, really been paying off. And it's making me very aware of my self-dialogue and like how often I noticed I was judging myself out of anticipation of people's judgment. And I realized like that self-sabotage was like a way for me to like protect myself from rejection. But then again, it was me rejecting myself. So I had to be like, no, if this is really what I want to do, I deserve to move forward with this. And it's been so funny because when I choose to do that and choose to move through that fear, the outcome is always way more positive than I was expecting in my mind. It's like, oh wait, it's not. Like people calling me and like fussing at me and like buildings burning down or whatever. It's like never that deep. So it's like, why does that like matter so much? So but yeah, and then here goes another yawn. I have a theory, because like yawns are a type of release, because I'm not tired. I kind of wonder if me speaking about these things is like my nervous system's letting it out. Let's go with that. But yeah, so, and that goes along with my magazine. Like my first volume definitely like ruffled a lot of feathers, and I think a lot of people who weren't either comfortable with seeing me in a different light their feathers were ruffled. And then I think some people who are just not comfortable with themselves, and maybe who are threatened by someone who's in that I guess, who expresses themselves so freely, yeah, receiving negative feedback from those kinds of people. So, and again, if they didn't even take the time to buy it and look through it and see what it was about, it's like, what is your opinion? It's an assumption, and they say assumption's the lowest form of knowledge or intelligence or something like that. So I think it's, yeah, something that, look up the quote. You can look it up, but it's something along those lines. So I'm like, well, they're just assuming and just like making this up and judging it and being like, this is this because of that. I'm like, that's what you believe, but you actually don't know anything about this. So I don't know what to tell you. Which goes to volume 2, which is about to come out. Y'all, if you were rocked by volume 1, you ain't ready for volume 2. Volume 2 is about pushing limits. I pushed a lot of my own limits in volume 2, and honestly, it was just like creating volume 2 has been like a high. It has been so clear that volume 2 is encapsulating this theme of duality, which I went into it with that intention, but it has like a heartbeat of its own. It's beyond me. This magazine, this volume 2 is bigger than me. Like, I just feel like I'm the air traffic controller, like bringing all this stuff together to bring this entity, this thing that has a life of its own, that's like just the synergy between the articles, when like none of the authors have talked to each other, but like the synergy between all the material and like even just the photos and the flow, I could never have intentionally made it the way that it is. It's just happening, and it's so amazing. And I say it's bigger than me because it feels like it's this message that needs to come down that, again, I'm just the vessel for. And so volume 2 is like, it's intense and it is beautiful and it is so encapsulating of humanity and our duality. And I think it's going to challenge a lot of people. I think it's going to offend a lot of people, not in a bad way. I'm not trying to like hurt people's feelings or make them upset. But again, I think it is meant to push limits. And I think sometimes whether or not you're ready to have your limits pushed is going to be how you feel about this. But it's really exciting. And it's just the way it's been flowing has been just truly remarkable. And I'm so excited to share it with you all. Goodness, these yawns. Yeah, and then let's see what else. Oh yeah. And then so like right after I released volume 1 of His Mind magazine, that's when I got the chance to start working with Playboy. And so I wasn't really sure what to expect with that. And because I don't know, it was one of those things that like it was always a dream of mine to work with Playboy, and I collect like so much vintage Playboy stuff, and I've just been in love with the brand for so long. I was like, it would just be a dream. And my house is even like nicknamed the Playboy Mansion because so much of the interior like looks like it could be in the mansion. It's just a lifestyle. It's just a way of life. And then I had this opportunity to start working with them, and it's just been I don't even know what words to use. Like, it's been challenging in a way that like I never could have predicted that I needed it, because it really has made me come out of my shell. It's really helped me embrace pleasure and my womanhood and my femininity and like having fun with sexiness again, and like feeling comfortable and being seen in that way, and like and like making great money, like just to be honest, like I was never like, that was never the goal, but like I guess like I just wanted to get involved with the brand, and it's just been happening, like for it to just progress so beautifully to where now like I'm officially a bunny, and like moving forward and like have my like content that's they're about to like, I just got an email from them today about like how like they want to release a bunch of my stuff like next week, and I'm gonna have more stuff coming out later this month, and I'm just like, oh, what's happening? Like, it's just so it's been so much to process, like good stuff, so much to process. And also it's been like this collision of like the past and the present, where like all these beautiful things are happening, like my magazine's happening, my work with Playboy's happening, like just the beautiful friendships in my life, and just things with my family, like just my home, like all these themes in my life showing up, and how like I've been able to reflect so much on the past of like how far I've come, and what I'm grateful for and thankful for that I brought with me, what I'm happy to leave behind, and how I'm like all in all just coming home to myself. Like I didn't even realize how much I've lost myself in that time period, grew, but also like I feel like I'm chipping away at what isn't me, and just taking what I want and then combining it with who I've always been. And that has been a very, very powerful experience. And I feel like all these things that are showing up for me have been challenging to do just that, like just embrace myself and just let go, just really like let go more, and just enjoy and just have fun. And it's like when I'm in that vibration of fun and abundance and happiness and just being present, it's like so much flows to me. And it's been happening so fast lately too, that it's like just been, wow, thank you, thank you. Like, it just like so grateful. Like, it's almost been overwhelming. But I'm like trying to slow down as much as I can, and again, take that time to just rest and be mindful and grounded and take care of myself so I can keep receiving it all. And I don't want to run away from a day of my life right now. Like, and I couldn't have said that maybe a year ago, you know, like a year ago and some change, like things were not good. Like, as I shared, things were not good. But I'm just so grateful for how far I've come this past year, and like where I'm going. And it's like, I'm pretty sure this time next year, my life is going to be unrecognizable again. And in like the best way, because that's how it's just continued to be. It just keeps getting better and better and better, and everything is working out. And I'm like, wow, how did I get so blessed? So yeah, it's just been amazing. So yeah, my work with Playboy is a lot of freaking fun. Excuse me. So thirsty. And I just had like a ton of pizza before I filmed this, so I think I'm just like too much salt. But yeah, and then with these themes, also just like really exploring a lot of like my own femininity and like what that means to me, and like how it feels to just be a woman. I really feel like I'm coming into my womanhood, because I feel like I've gotten so much better at using my voice and advocating for myself and speaking from that place of knowing and like my truth, and being able to have conversations with people who have different opinions or whatever it might be, but like me just becoming aligned and firm in who I am. And it's just been so great, you guys. Yeah, just unapologetic. And again, it hasn't been like that overnight. Like, I've had to have many a conversation with my bestie, and like do lots of journaling, and like lots of practices and yoga and breathwork and all the things to take care of myself, to work through the challenges that have been showing up. Because believe me, there's been plenty, but a lot of them have just been in here. They've been in my mind, like these challenges of like unlearning thinking patterns, and like the things that were keeping me disempowered, and the things that weren't allowing me to show up in my authenticity, and like that kind of self-love, like that kind of accountability piece is huge too. And whatnot, because I'm not trying to be like, oh, these people are bad out here, like these haters, like, no, like we're all just people. And like, again, I think that all that stuff needed to happen so I could learn exactly what it is I'm learning right now, so I can continue to show up even better each day. So it's been very grounding, very motivating. And I just feel like right now, like this time is just bringing me all these opportunities to really process, and again, just see how far I've come, and look back and see the distance from it all. Because now that it's been over a year for a few things, and like over a year since my breakup, over a year since even contacting my ex and speaking with him, over a year now with like leaving the practice I was a part of, like all these different things that were such a huge part of my life and such huge lessons. I'm like, there's something about that time period of like a year. It's like there's space, there's distance from this stuff now, and it really is actually starting to feel that way inside. Like logically it was there, but now it's like finally starting to feel that way. And just really even learning so much more about like, okay, I'm shedding all this stuff of who I'm not. Let's see who I can become now, and let's see like what else I can tap into. So I think I just need to clear that stuff out to make space for what I'm calling in now. So that's kind of where I feel like I'm at right now. I'm like really, really letting go and being done with the past. And I feel like I just slapped when I said that, because my body is just like, but yeah, like just really, really being done with it and having space and distance from it. And with that, like that space and distance, again, it gives me something that I can consciously work with to invite in. And that's where I'm at right now. So now I'm just like, okay, I've had enough time to reflect and heal, I think I'm good with that. I think now I'm ready for the future, and I'm ready for what's going to come and what I'm manifesting and cultivating and creating. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's just, and then that's been like a journey in like my femininity as well. It's like let me try this again. Rewriting my like, I guess, definition of an experience of like my femininity and like what that means to me. And as I've been exploring more of these like sensual themes in my career and in my artistry, like how that is me becoming an even more complete woman in my identity, because I don't want to fit in this like little box. Maybe it's just because I live in the South, I don't know, but I feel like there's just still this like heaviness and this like expectation of like a good woman supposed to look like this and wear this and talk like this and act like this and not do this and not do that. And I'm like, for who? Where's the trophy that we get when we do this? Like a husband? Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I want a husband one day, but I'm like, that's not the end all be all, you know? So, and it's like, if I have to compromise myself that much for a husband, then like, do I even really want to marry that guy? No. So anyways, all that to say, yeah, that's something I've just been defining my womanhood for myself and letting go of family expectations, letting go of professional expectations or conditioning or like stuff just that doesn't fucking matter, y'all. It just really doesn't, because at the end of the day, we all die. And it's like, not to be morbid, but it's just true. Like at the end of the day, like we are just literally on this earth living, and it's like we might as well enjoy ourselves while we're here. And I don't think my deathbed thought is gonna be, oh, I shouldn't have worn that slutty dress. No, I'm gonna be like, you know, God, I look good. I mean, I worked it, I pulled it off. And I'm gonna be telling my grandkids, be like, did you know that your old grandma over here was a Playboy bunny? Yeah, that's my bunny suit. I'm gonna be passing it down to my kid. This is gonna be a family heirloom. This sweater is gonna be a family heirloom. It's true. I'm gonna pass it down to my daughter or son, who knows? But yeah, and I'm like, that's the kind of life I'm trying to live. So fuck off all those people who are like, you know, good friends, like no hate, but like also fuck off and leave me alone. Mind your business. I'm gonna live my life and mind my business and enjoy my life with the people that are on this wavelength with me, and we can just have a good time and just vibe and just live and enjoy ourselves. It's not that deep. Like that's literally it. So I'm in my peaceful era, you guys. I'm in my peaceful era. So people can either get with it or, you know, go somewhere else. So that's fine. You know, not up to me. I think that's everything. I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, all that to say, remember, healing's not linear. We all have duality within us. So you might as well learn to integrate your shadow. Otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. And for why? Because you only have this one life, and you might as well do the things that you want to do, because everyone else who's trying to stop you is like really probably just projecting. And even if they have your best interest, if it's what you really want, then you're gonna regret it if you don't do it. And regret's just like one of the worst feelings in the world. So no, don't feel that. Just have the adventure. I don't even like the expression like ask for forgiveness, not permission. You don't even have to ask for forgiveness. You're not doing anything wrong if you're living your life how you want, as long as you're not like hurting someone else like non-consensually. And that kind of stuff. It's like, really, why? It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but it also is like, you know, it doesn't have to stress you out that much. Your energy is much more, you don't have to block your energy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, let it flow from you, however that looks. And there's no right or wrong way to it. And you might as well just, accept the fact that you're a weirdo than try to act like you're normal, because only normal people are really weird. Because I'm like, what are you hiding? If you're trying to appear all perfect and like peachy all the time, I'm like, what are you hiding? You know, at least with me, it's like I put it all out there so you know what you're gonna get, and there's no like real surprises with that. And so take it or leave it, you know. But yeah, so I think that's everything. But thanks for listening, y'all, and just for listening always. Feel free to subscribe, comment, like, share, whatever you want to do, or not, you know. I'm gonna keep making these regardless, so I hope you at least enjoyed. And lots of love, y'all. I really appreciate you being here with me, for being on this journey with me. And I just hope you give yourself permission to live your life. That's all I want you to do. Just live your life, however it is you want to do it. Tell me about it if you want. I love to hear that. Yeah, I'm just going to be out here living mine. So until then, until next time, lots of love, y'all. Take it easy. Bye for now.